This is the brief on the escalating tensions among powerful spiritual academies at ancient ruins. Okay, so picture this. Ancient ruins, right? And some seriously powerful artifacts have just been discovered. This has pulled in 4 of the 5 biggest spiritual academies. Think like elite mystical art schools. And yeah, it's setting things up for a major showdown over who gets the goods. All right, first up, these ruins, they're now ground zero. 4 top-tier academies are showing up. You've got the Sheng Academy, led by this incredibly strong guy, Shaiho. He's a battle force tribulation expert, which basically means super powerful spiritual energy. Then, hot on their heels, you've got the all-female Wanhuang Academy, with Tang Meier, who's just as tough, and the Wu Academy's Zhou Yuan, who kinda loves a fight. So, yeah, instant tension. Second, it's not just finders keepers. Sheng Academy, usually seen as the top dog, probably thought they'd just waltz in. But nope. Tang Meier and Zhou Yuan straight up challenged them. They're saying, hey, these treasures belong to whoever has the destiny and ability for them, not just the strongest muscles. So that's a big deal, right? Oh, and get this, Tang Meier also mentions she knows Mu Chen's sister, adds a whole personal layer to this power struggle. And finally, let's talk about Mu Chen and his crew from Beikong Academy. See, they're kind of seen as the underdogs here, even though Mu Chen himself is pretty strong. Things get heated when someone from Shanghai Academy basically insults them, calls them unqualified, and then Shahao doubles down, telling Mu Chen's group to just leave. So, Mu Chen's really backed into a corner. Does he fight back? Does he stand up for his academy's right to be there? Big moment for him.
So, this whole standoff, it's really kicking things off for a massive battle, not just over treasure, but over who's really on top.
This is the brief on escalating power struggles and ancient secrets in The Great Ruler. Okay, so we're diving into episode 102 of The Great Ruler, and things get intense, right? We see this big confrontation between some really powerful cultivators, leading to some pretty unexpected moments and a brand new dangerous discovery. First off, let's talk about Mu Chen's surprising strength. You know, this guy Shahao, all arrogant from Sheng Academy, totally dismissed Mu Chen because his cultivation level seemed lower. But get this, Mu Chen, even at the Tongtian stage, stands up to Shahao, who's already passed this huge spiritual milestone, the martial power catastrophe. He tanks a massive hit, like 0 injury, and even gets this crazy black metallic-looking skin. It totally shocked everyone and made Shahao rethink things, for sure. Second, Mu Chen's companion, Lo Li? Whoa, she showed off some serious skill too. When these other 2 high-level guys from the academy jumped Mu Chen, Lo Li just stepped right in. She took them down easy-peasy, even shattered their powerful enchanted gear, these high-grade spiritual weapons. It showed her power is almost at that martial power catastrophe level too. Clearly, Mu Chen's crew has some hidden aces. And finally, the episode wraps up with this big reveal. Mysterious ancient ruins popping up in the Yan forest. A giant light beam, this amazing smell. It pulled tons of cultivators in. But, turns out it's a forbidden flight zone. Hundreds just dropped right out of the sky. Some hidden folks watching hinted, this place? It's likely an ancient poison forest, part of the legendary and super dangerous Godly Emperor Palace. So yeah, this episode really hammers home that strength isn't always obvious, and digging up ancient stuff, it brings huge potential, but also some serious danger.
This is the brief on The Great Ruler, episode 103. Okay, so in this episode, Mu Chen and his crew dive headfirst into the seriously dangerous Yayan forest. We're talking an ancient ruin, super mysterious, and full of nasty surprises. First off, this Yayan forest, it's no joke. It's dark, eerily silent, packed with giant black trees and piles of old skeletons. Yeah. But then the real guardians show up, these tough black vines whipping around with poisonous thorns, and even the trees themselves, these demon trees, start attacking. Second, things get really hairy, and Mu Chen has to pull something amazing out of his hat. See, the demon trees release this nasty black smoke. It literally melts flesh right off the bone. Even cuts through spiritual energy, the cooling. They're trapped. But then, Mu Chen reveals his poison finger. Remember that from his fight with Mo Tingtian? He absorbs the deadly smoke, saves everyone, and recharges his own power. How cool is that, turning poison into fuel? Finally, right when you think they've maybe caught a break, this really shady group shows up. They're led by some young guy who, get this, can somehow control the demon trees. Their goal, something called the Divine Seal Tablet inside the Divine Seal Palace. And they see everyone else, even the big sex, as just obstacles. Obstacles to be eliminated and turned into, well, fertilizer. Yikes. This whole thing just got way bigger and much darker. Yeah, Mu Chen's trek through this ruin is definitely far from over, with new threats and ancient secrets popping up constantly. This is the brief on the Great Ruler, Forest Ambush and Alliance. All right, so picture this. We're diving deep into the treacherous Yeon Forest, the Big Five Great Academies tournament, where these elite spiritual energy users battle it out. Well, things take a pretty sharp turn. We're talking unexpected alliances popping up against some really shadowy, unseen threats. First up, Mu Chen's group. They're navigating this dangerous forest, dealing with demonic trees, nasty corrosive poison mist. You get the idea. Then, bam, they stumble right into a confrontation. Sha Hao's crew from Shang Academy is actually ambushing Tong Meier's team from Wanhong Academy. Tong Meier's group is already weakened, not just by the forest, but by this weird spiritual poison-like, an energy toxin from some mysterious powerful group that can even control the trees. Sha Hao is trying to snatch their academy plaque, which is worth a massive 2,000 points. Second, Mu Chen totally steps in. He doesn't just make Sha Hao's group back off, nope, he actually grabs that valuable academy plaque for himself. He then finds Tong Meier and her friends are seriously afflicted by this unique poison. So Mu Chen uses his special innate ability, pretty cool, right? Absorbs the toxins right out of them. And just like that, they're back on their feet. Everyone's kind of stunned by his unique power. Finally, Tong Meier, super grateful and honestly really impressed, suggests they team up. Makes sense, right? She knows they need to unite against Sha Hao later in the ancient ruins, but maybe more importantly against these new, super strong, mysterious groups who aren't even part of the usual 5 academies. Mu Chen agrees, because hey, powerful allies are absolutely crucial when you're facing these kinds of hidden dangers. So with fresh strength and this new powerful alliance, Mu Chen's group is now geared up for whatever waits in those ancient ruins.
This is the brief on a seriously deceptive ancient discovery and a pretty perilous treasure hunt. Okay, so today we're jumping into a really intense moment from the YouTube series, The Great Ruler. You've got Mu Chen and his friends, right? They're trying to get through this super dangerous ancient forest, and boom, they uncover this major deception and a hidden, really risky legacy. First up, Mu Chen's group runs into what looks like this amazing heavenly heart tree. It's glowing, got these emerald fruits, and everyone thinks, wow, this will boost our spiritual energy, fix those training roadblocks. So other cultivators just dive in, super greedy. But Mu Chen, he kind of feels something's off. And yeah, spoiler, anyone who eats the fruit, they basically erupt in black flames, turn into mist, and get absorbed by the tree, which then grows these creepy new fruits with human faces. Turns out, it's a terrifying, demonic heart tree. Yikes. A harsh reminder about greed, huh? Second, Mu Chen's sharp instincts pretty much save the day for his group. His buddy gives him this glowing jade tablet, and Mu Chen, thinking fast, uses it against the demonic heart tree. Wham! It blasts out this powerful light, the tree screams, explodes, and the whole deadly illusion and its nasty grip are just gone. And finally, destroying that tree, it wasn't just the end of that problem. It actually revealed the real secret of the ruins. This huge, ancient wooden palace, the God Palace, just floating there in another dimension. But here's the twist. Getting it to appear seems to have needed those sacrifices to the demonic heart tree. Pretty dark, right? So as Mu Chen and the others get ready to go in, these shadowy figures pop up, swearing nobody leaves the palace alive. Talk about setting up for even more danger. This ancient palace promises power, but its blood-soaked origins warn of the immense price of greed.